morning, children. Today we are going to begin a new lesson. The lesson from our Part 2 textbook. The name of the lesson is Living in Harmony. From the name Living in Harmony itself, it tells us something, isn't it? What do we understand from that name Living in Harmony? Harmony means living together in unity. So, living in harmony is connected with living beings, how we are all interrelated to one another, how the nature and all the organisms are connected or interrelated with one another, and how we are dependent on one another. Okay, so in this picture here, you can see two things. One is an aquarium. What is an aquarium? We all know. Most of us have an aquarium at home, isn't it? And during this pandemic, we have all made such things at home, or we are all taking care of pets to get relief from different stress and to get an entertainment. We have pets at home. So in the same way, we all might have an aquarium at home. So this is an aquarium. What all things can you observe in that aquarium? You have to take out a notebook and write down what are the things which is there in the aquarium, and the fish is there, and what are its surroundings, what are the things that it is depending upon. So please write down a list of the things that the fish is depending upon. Okay. Next, you can see a pond. Here you can see the video of a pond. There are many things in that video, isn't it? Now observe that video for some time and write down what are the different things that we can see in that video, in the pond. So please take out a paper and write down the aquarium, what all you can see and what the fish depends upon, and also the pond, and we know in the pond there are fishes, and what are the things that the fishes depend upon. Okay, so I hope you have made a record of it. Now we know wherever it is in our surroundings, we have two types of factors which are needed for us. Which are those factors? They are called as biotic factors and abiotic factors. So what are biotic factors? I think you have learned this in 5th standard. So what are biotic factors? Biotic factors are all living things or living organisms are biotic factors. So, naturally, what is abiotic factor? Abiotic factor means all non-living things are abiotic factors. So, if you take a pond or if you take an aquarium, there are biotic and abiotic factors in the pond and in the aquarium. So, now your work is list down all the biotic and abiotic factors that are there in the aquarium and also in a pond. Okay, so that is one work you have to do. Write down the biotic and abiotic factors of the aquarium and biotic and abiotic factors of the pond where the fish is living in. Okay. Now after that, we have a picture in the textbook. Look at this picture. The heading is in unison. What's the meaning of unison? Together, unitedly. So in that picture, we can see a pond is there. Or it can be a small pond or a lake. Okay. Or a river. Imagine. It's a forest. Isn't it? It's a picture of a forest. What all things can we see in that picture? Yes. There are trees. Then there are birds, butterflies, insects. Near the pond, what are the things we can see? It's a deer is there drinking water. Then crane is there looking at the fish. The kingfisher is there on the tree. In the water there is fish. There are frogs. There is lotus. Lotus means all those are aquatic plants, isn't it? The plants which live in the water are called as aquatic plants. So all these things you can see in the picture. Now, do all the organisms depend on the same biotic or abiotic factors? Many organisms are there. We have to write down whether all the organism depends on the same biotic and abiotic factors. Now, you have a table given in your textbook here. Organism, relying factor, that is biotic and abiotic. So, what are we to do here? Take each thing one by one. Imagine a forest. Okay, in that picture, fox is not given there, but the deer is given. So, you know which are the animals in the forest. Okay, so fox is given, worm is given. You write down 3 or 4 animals or birds and write down the biotic and abiotic factor which each living organism depend upon. For example, the fox. Which are the biotic factors the fox depend on? The fox depends on small animals. Then, what are the abiotic factors? That is air, water, isn't it? Sunlight. All this is needed for the fox. So, that is an example. So, in the same way, list down the different animals and write down the different abiotic and biotic factors that each organism needs. So, that is the work for today. So first look at the aquarium. Write down the different biotic and abiotic of aquatic, aquarium, fish and the pond fish. Then write down the different abiotic and biotic factors of the animals which are there in the picture and also which others which are there in the forest. Okay. So that is the work for today. Thank you, children.